Okay, I'm gonna try to take this mirror off. I can't drive like this. We're gonna try to fasten something because this is gonna fall out. It's not gonna last much longer. Maybe some cardboard in there. Try to take this off. I gotta remove the door panel, I think, on the inside first. So if I can do that, I'm actually gonna maybe make a video on how to do that, because otherwise I gotta cut the wire right there, which might short circuit something. So there's a wire harness that's holding it on basically. But there's a disconnect on the inside. All right, I've got a Tesla Model X 2017. I have some damage, as you can see. Someone did a hit and run on me, and this mirror is flopping. So I have to get this door panel off so that I can not have to clip this electrical thing here and possibly short circuit stuff. I want to disconnect it from the inside. So in order to do that, I have to take the panel off. First thing you want to do is pull this pad up. You need a little tool to dig into it, and it uncovers a 10mm bolt in there. So you got to get, that's holding the panel on, and then this trim, which I just did with a screwdriver, pulled it out a little bit. Just be very careful. You should have a pry tool, but I have a screwdriver. It does the same thing if you're very careful and kind of finesse it without breaking this. You know, you got to work it. I'm gonna put the camera down so that I can get this done properly, but basically this has to come off because underneath here are more 10mm bolts, and that's all that holds the door panel on. Then you pull it off from there with the clips. It's just held on by clips from there. So to give you more detail, about a third of the way in, see there's this rigid push clip. You have to push down on that silver right there, and then it releases apparently. I haven't done this before, but this is one of the tricks. You see down, there, and it pops out. There you go. So you got to know that, otherwise something might break, and then it comes out the rest of the way. You see like this? And then it's going to uncover the 10mm bolts that we have to undo. There's a couple of them in there, you can see. So let's get to taking those off. So there you go, 10mm right in there. There's one right there. Almost at the end here. Don't drop them in there, you gotta be real careful. Here's what it looks like. It's easy enough to drop it in there, so don't do that. There's one right there, one next to it on the right, and then there's one in there. You gotta pull the handle back. It's gonna be hard to get to, so that's 3, and then 4 right down in there. See, this one is a pain. You gotta hold this handle back while you stick your socket in. And you gotta keep your knee on the door because the door wants to go in when you do that. And then just kind of turn it loose by hand once you get it free like I did, and then make sure not to drop the bolt in there and pull it out. So we got that one out, and then the last one is right down in here. All right, so I've got all 3 of these bolts out here, the 4th in there, and basically everything's held on my clips. You have to pry it off of here as a thing. And all the clips will come off, but the first one is the hardest. That's what I'm gonna try to do. And you should start in this corner from what I've seen. But in the process of this, I had to take the glass off. It was about to fall off anyway. But I really need to get in here to get these, like I said, door panel off to get to these electrical wires in there so I can unplug them from the harness. All right, so I get this tool, it's angled, so I can pry up, and it needs a lot of force. I was trying the screwdriver, it wasn't doing it. It's gonna need a lot of force to break these first clips free. Well, I was able to get some off, but I broke one, unfortunately. I can see it right there already. It was this one, see? That one broke. This one came off. The clip came off, you can see there? The way it's supposed to. The rest of it, hopefully, is just more like finessing it to pull the panel out. All right, see, the whole thing eventually comes off, like that. And then at the top, okay, there, it drops down. Whoop, that didn't sound good. Whoa, okay, that wasn't me, that was Denise, okay. Now, the mirror though, the assembly, I think is back in here. Gotta figure this out. Okay, if you are removing and replacing your mirror, your side mirror, your glass unit, which I need to do because it's broken, after you take the door panel off, and I have a video on that, you need this 720 T27, I think, is what it is. And you've got these steel bolts. There's 4 of them. There's one, I'll show you right here. There's one here. There's one tucked behind here. You see it there? And then there's 2 more up underneath here. And I think that holds the entire assembly. The whole assembly should pull out. And the electrical connection appears to be anyway right here. See these two connections? And then the wire running through and into that area. But take these off, and you need a lot of torque to spin these. I got 2 of them off already. Make sure you use the right size. And these are steel bolts into aluminum panels on the door and the exterior, so don't over tighten them when you do tighten them. And here, I'll see if I can show you how hard it is to get this thing to break free. This is whenever you first take something off, it's always so harder. Let's see. This, I'm probably gonna, yeah, I can't get the torque. I need 2 hands on this to force it, and it finally goes. When you feel like it's not gonna go at all, it finally goes. Okay, this is the connection for these 2 for the mirror over here. So I disconnected that. I pulled this tape off, insulating tape, and I've got to pull this off in order to feed these cables through to get them out the other end. I've got to do that. So okay, so once you unbolt those, and that was, I think, an 8mm. Yeah, 8mm. Then you pull it back, and you can push the cables through here. And then again, for this mirror thing, we got all the bolts off, all 4 of them. See, they're all taken out, and this whole assembly should come out at this point too. Okay, I was able to pull these out more so I can see that these are the wires that are connected, because when I pull on them, you see, they move, they get put up in the door. So that's really all I need to do. I might just cut these off and wait till the entire new assembly I get it from Tesla. Okay, so when I get the new parts from Tesla, they're gonna go in here. For now, I'm just gonna let this thing loose. I'm gonna cut these wires off so we're not gonna have any mirror dangling on the side of the car. We're gonna put our little patch here for the glass until we get that part from Tesla. And then the panel goes on in reverse order. Let's make sure that this came off, which attaches down here for the latch. Make sure that goes on before you put the door back on, and of course put these bolts back on. And that's it. Okay, so door panel is back on. And it does work. Yeah, I can hear it. Okay, got that connected. Put the bolts back on, the trim back on. Now the cutting fun begins. Just a nice little steak knife to cut. Pretty much done there. Okay, so I cut it all off. This might get some water in it, but oh well. And we are good till I get another unit from Tesla. Like I kind of got bashed. That's my blood, actually, from my finger. It got on there.
Nice.
All right, so here's our patch for now. I hope it holds up. I got to turn off the auto presenting doors. Just won't use that door. Won't use this door for a while until I get this thing fixed.